One health check. 4 hours. Total peace of mind. Beacon Hospital's Health Check is Ireland's only advanced health screening programme with results delivered on the same day. This is modern medicine. This is Beacon Hospital. Book your Beacon Health Check today at beaconhospital.ie.
German dominance, true precision engineering, raw power. BMW has been one of the world-leading manufacturers since 1916, and here at Mondello Park, you can find out why. New to 2017, our BMW driving experience packages are the perfect opportunity to get behind the wheel of some of the best cars on the road in the form of the M2 Coupe or M4 Coupe. Simply pick your desired choice or drive both. Book today at mondellopark.ie.
So Fox Engineers Formula Vee Championship, they raced yesterday on the wet, it's dry today, and the champion Dan Polley on pole position. Alongside him, the newly crowned champion for this year, Colm Blackburn. Then it's Jack Byrne, Jimmy Furlong, Anthony Cross, Luke O'Fuilon, the 98 FM DJ, star of this year, Kevin Grogan, Gavin Buckley, Stephen Moran and Conor Malloy. Then it's Nicole Drought making her single-seater debut alongside her Tig Sharkey, then Michael Keane, Ken Brown, John Ross Delahunt, Richard Woolard, Max Hart, Mark Miller, Matthew Bowden and Morgan McCourt. The lights are out and away they go, and a cracking start from Dan Polley, number one on pole position there. Somebody slowing on the way down to turn one, but no mistakes for Dan Polley. Blackburn with no option other than to pull in behind his rival all season long. So Polley leads in the Enya car, and then it's Blackburn second up. Then it looks like Jimmy Furlong possibly in third place. Great grid of these budget single-seaters now streaming down through Mobile Corner and heading out the fastest part of the national circuit towards turn 3. Look at Blackburn though, a great run and gets alongside on the outside. A brave move to go around the outside of the first bit of turn 1, but Blackburn is nothing if not committed, and these two have been at it all season long, so great to see them battling again in front of the TV cameras. Third place that is, I think Furlong coming up towards him. He's been racing in the UK this year, hasn't been in Mondello much at all, but obviously not rusty being in the UK, but maybe has him at the top of his game. These two have generally been well clear of anyone else, but Furlong has different ideas. Young Jack Byrne in the LOH Motorsport car there in fourth place, the bright green car, you can't miss that one. He's been going very well all season. Then it looks like Anthony Cross right with him. Then Luke O'Fuilon, the revelation of Irish Formula Vee this year. He's wrapped up the Star Tomorrow, all but wrapped up the Star Tomorrow champion. Oh, Jack Byrne, we probably gave him the commentator's kiss of death there. Big sideways moment, cost him a place. Blackburn just drives by Polley. Thank you very much, Mr. Polley. I'll have your championship and I'll have the lead down into 7A. But he goes in a little bit wide. Polley goes back at him and has the inside for 7B. Jack Byrne struggling now after that sideways moment, and Luke O'Fuilon in the Dent Pro car gets alongside him. O'Fuilon, a raw novice, and has been running right at the front of the latter half of this season, having dominated in the Finale Star of Tomorrow series all year long. So great proving ground for young drivers, Irish Formula Vee. Budget single-seaters all built in Ireland, either Leastone built. Oh, speaking of Leastone, he goes wide and Blackburn goes wide. Polley slices down the inside and takes it back. So they're really on edge on cold tires. These guys having a real go up front. Polley leads now, Blackburn back to second place and under attack now from Jimmy Furlong. Furlong goes to the outside, back down the inside. Last minute dive for Furlong. Pushes Blackburn right out to the edge. That was a cracking move. And Anthony Cross says, I'll have some of that myself, and follows him through. So, 0 to 0. 3 corners, 4 corners ago, he was leading, back to fourth place now for the new champion, Colm Blackburn, with a lot of work to do, but no better man. That looks like that's Kevin Grogan in the shame. Destroyed his Leastone chassis in Bishopscourt in the championship race earlier in the season, but he's now rented a car from Newsom Racing, and he's absolutely flying. He's displaced Jack Byrne and has latched onto the front of this lead group. So great action all the way down through the field in Irish Formula Vee as ever. And out front, it looks like, is that the new leader? Is that possibly Furlong leading? Let's have a look when they come into view. No, it's not. The leader was out of shot. It's Polley. It's Furlong. It's Cross up to third place. 3 red chains just to confuse us. Then the black list on the Platinum car supported car. The new champion, the new Fox Engineers champion is Blackburn. Here he comes down into what would normally be the S's, but we're running the international circuit, so a long left-hander, grabbing fourth gear on the way out. Oh, Furlong all over the exit curbs. Not a nice place to be in a Formula Vee. Fourth gear now up towards this long, quick right-hander. Somebody with a lot of smoke coming with the car. I think that's Jack Byrne. It is Jack Byrne. And it looks like the left-hand bank of cylinders are making it sound like a V10. They're horizontally opposed, flat 4, of course, but it's probably just a leaky gasket. We get these sometimes on the Vees, very unusual these days, but they won't be doing any harm unless he runs out of oil. But certainly a lot of smoke coming from the back of Jack Byrne's car now, the Abbey Lawn machine, as we said, prepared by Luke O'Hara Motorsport in Donadee, not far from Mondello Park. They also prepare Polley's car. He's leading out front. Polley acknowledged as the man in the wet, but certainly every bit as quick in the dry. Wrapped up the championship last year. That's another place for Furlong there down the inside. Just coming in. Look at the commitment from Polley up over the inside curve. They're all doing it right out onto the outside curve. That's a top gear corner in a Formula Vee. Hard on the brakes into south side corner here. Third gear, and they grab fourth just as they get to the base of this dip on the circuit here. And then fourth gear all the way down to the first corner. And look at the smoke coming from Jack Byrne's chain. Doesn't look good at all as he goes by the pit crews all having a look over. Here comes Polley now in the Enya car. Number one turns in beautifully, no mistakes, a beautifully set up car, good history this car as well. It was originally a Formula Vee that was built by the Mondial Formula Ford factory up the north called a Scorpion, and that was re-chassied by David Shane in County Wicklow, and Declan Quigley drove the car, the RTE F1 commentator, to a lot of successes, and then Luke O'Hara Motorsport and Dan Polley took it over, and Polley going superbly in it. He's won the Leinster trophy, the actual trophy itself previously in this car, and he just goes really well. He's hard to beat. Furlong right with him, Blackburn up to third place, Cross goes off on the outside. Easy to do in a V. You've got to balance the car and stand on the power. If you get on the power a fraction early, you're going to just use too much tarmac on the way out. That's what happened. That's dropped him right back. And Grogan it is next up now. And Jack Byrne goes around the outside as well, so it cost him a lot there. You'd be doing well to get those two guys to tough fighters. So Grogan now is the mover in this one in the white car. Goes to the outside. Good brave stuff from him. Doesn't defend. Jack Byrne having a look down the inside. Still the smoke pouring from that car. Somebody very sideways. Sharkey possibly, one of the Leastones. Ended a rack there of opposite lock on the way out of the left-hander and heading up the hill. Here's Furlong now, having got by Polley, and Polley goes back at him down the inside into 7A on the brakes. They're side by side. Furlong just closed the door, giving each other racing room. This is great stuff from Vees. So now the three together, it's Furlong, it's Polley, and it's Blackburn. Great stuff. And Furlong just coming back from racing in the UK and saying, hey guys, I'm back, passing the two guys that have done all the winning this year. A little gap back to Grogan, to Jack Byrne, to Anthony Cross. But it's the first three we're watching here as they go through Paddock Corner, Irish Ferries, right out onto the curbs again. And this time, look at them all guarding the inside, the last minute going out to the outside to get a racing line, down into third gear. This is great stuff from Jimmy Furlong now. Polley, nothing he can do, or is there, as they head down the main straight? Nothing in it in terms of straight line power. Jack Byrne still smoking away there, but now it's got ahead of Grogan, then it's Cross. Black flag being held out, looks like it's for Jack Byrne there. So we had a mechanical defect flag, we think, but a black flag being held out for somebody, as Robin Rhodes used to say, that's an invitation for tea and cucumber sandwiches with the clerk of the course. So we suspect that is for Jack Byrne. Let's keep an eye on that one. The first three absolutely together, classic Formula V racing. Blackburn tries to get down the inside. He's given room, but he gets a big armful of opposite lock there as he comes up out of turn three, and doesn't quite get the run on Polley. But Polley gave him just about the width of a Leastone and no more at the second apex there. They're down into the long left-hander Bridgestone drive guard corner now, and then right out onto the curve. Polley using the curb on the way out. And Blackburn and Polley aren't used to this. As we said, Furlong's been racing in UK Formula V all year. He's back in his Newsom Racing Run chain chassis, and right on the pace. Great on board. Looking back now at, from Dan Polley at his assailant. And look at the left, that's Furlong. We're down the outside of Furlong on the brakes, side by side in top gear, down into 7A. Didn't quite get around him, but what a great shot. Gets back up the inside though. That's great stuff. Just sells him a dummy, and Furlong tries to hang on the outside. This is fantastic wheel-to-wheel single-seater racing at Mondello Park as they head back up towards the right-left. Bahrain's Benz, named after Martin Bahrain, the owner of the circuit, of course, who put this extension in back in 1997. And look at this, Blackburn with a dive down the inside. Polley has that covered. I don't think so. A little bit of smoke when they get back on the power. That's quite usual for Formula V's. The air-cooled engines, they've got somewhere around 80 or 90 brake horsepower. Here they come back towards Paddock again. Fourth gear, top gear, just a little lift over the curb and stand on the power for all three. And look at Jimmy Furlong. He's not rattled at all. A quick glance in the mirrors, goes to the outside. Full racing line for him. Polley follows him out there. Blackburn looking for even more tarmac on the outside to try and get a run on these two in the Kershaw run car. And great stuff from him. Then it's Jack Byrne in the background again. This incredible look. There are carbs on either side, trumpets on top of the two carbs on either side of the engine on Dan Polley's car. Polley with a last minute stab down the inside. This is great stuff. They're all trying so hard. Polley's got to keep one eye on the mirrors though. He's trying to get by Jimmy Furlong for the lead, but he also has to defend from Blackburn as well. He'd love to get 2 out of 2, Dan Polley. As we said, he won the wet race yesterday. On board again with him, and you can see he's going to the inside and outside, feinting around behind the back of Furlong, trying to just rattle him into a mistake. But Jimmy Furlong absolutely not fazed by any of this. And there's an oil flag on the outside, slippery surface flag. The marshal's holding one out, the Mondello Park track team, and somebody dropping oil. I wonder, is that the car of Jack Byrne? Another flag down there. So we have got fluids on the surface Not particularly good, but no change up front. It's still, although Blackburn tries to sit around the outside of Polley. No room there, has to switch back to the inside. Probably a little lift as well. It might have cost him a little bit of time. But they both go high and wide. This time now, Furlong a little bit defensive on the way in. That might cost him a little bit of time on the way out. Let's see if we can get alongside. We're on board again, over to the right-hand side of the track, still trying to get by. And no, we've gone down the outside. He has got the nose ahead this time, Polley. Can he shut the door? I don't think so. Surely he'll leave room. These two have great respect for each other. He does, and a big dive down the inside. And Polley goes wide and says, thank you very much. I'll have that back. And Colm says, I'll have it too if I get a chance. So this is cracking stuff. Oh, and he goes a little bit wide on the way out. And Colm says, sorry, but I have to chase Dan. So he's up to second place. So it's normal service really in Formula Vee with these two up front. We're on board again with Dan Polley. Looking back, incredible single-seater scrap this one. And on board again with young Max Hart, now 16-year-old newcomer to Formula Vee, and he's in a big scrap mid-grid. Down the inside now. Going to have a look here on the brakes. Can he possibly make it stick? Oh, a little bit late on the brakes, up over the top, and a big shunt there, but nobody hurt. They all walk away. These strong cars, these Formula V's, but just 3 into 1 doesn't go. Polley still leads though, Blackburn in second place, and Furlong, as we said, hasn't been out much this year, but he's right on it here, mixing it with the big boys. These three well clear of anyone else now as we come towards the closing stages. There's the meatball, as the drivers call it, the mechanical defect flag, number being displayed there. It's Jack Byrne again, and in fact the starter waving it up and down to show him that flag. Down the inside, big lunge and a lock up there for Furlong. Up goes Blackburn, around, hand in the air. He won't be happy with that one, but into the gravel, and there it is, looking back from Dan Polley's car. Just a little bit of contact, that's all it took. Blackburn now out of the car, number 27, won't be happy. Would have liked to win today in front of the TV cameras. He's done so well all year. And Furlong now dropped well back, so all of a sudden it's a Luke O'Hara LOH Racing 1-2 because Jack Byrne up to second place. Obviously hasn't seen that flag, but he's second in the green car. Then it's Furlong, then it's Grogan right in there too. Good run from Kevin Grogan in this one in the Luke and Law car. Here they come down into Bridgestone corner again. Jack Byrne, as the car stops smoking. Stop smoking can be a bad sign because it can mean there's no oil left in the car, but a better run for Furlong and just drives by. Did something happen to Jack Byrne there? We're not so sure. The red flags are out. Red flags are out. The race has been stopped. The legacy of that Max Hart shunt on the international loop. There's that car. As we said, everybody absolutely fine, but the officials have deemed it to be in a dangerous place, so that is the end of proceedings. Down they come to the finish line. They'll be directed to go back into the paddock. Over 60% of the race done. It will be declared a result, but it will go back one lap to the lap before the accident. And remember, leading at that stage was Jimmy Furlong and not Dan Polley. So unfortunately for Dan Polley, he will be adjudged to come second, and the winner is Jimmy Furlong.
Yeah, it was a good race up until the second last lap. Came together with Jimmy Furlong into turn 1, then ended up in the gravel. So not much I could have done from the gravel. So other than that, it was a good race. Won the championship yesterday, so it's a good thing that didn't happen yesterday. So that's the good point. So.
Oh, it was super close. Conditions got a bit tricky out there. Someone was dropping a bit of oil, so it made a couple of whoever was leading interesting for them.
Yeah, started fourth, got up to the lead relatively quickly. I know I got Colm Blackburn on the last corner. I got Dan out the back. The two of them got by me in 7B. Then I was right behind them, and then Colm and myself were going down into the first corner, right side by side. Colm turned in a little bit on me. Unfortunately, we came together. That was the end of that. But dropped me down to third, got back up to second. Delighted. I've been doing my racing in the UK this year. It's my first race in Ireland, so delighted with that result.